Good morning, guys. Welcome to Fishful Thinker. I'm Shad Trout, and I appreciate you joining us. And you've caught us on a beautiful morning here on Rifle Gap Reservoir in the western slope of Colorado. We're out with one of my favorite guides right here, Connor Foy from Apex Sport Fishing. You've seen him before. We've targeted pike, we've targeted bass, we've targeted largemouth bass, we've targeted lake trout. Today we're trolling for rainbows and maybe brown trout, maybe a pike or two. Now we are way outside of my comfort zone. This is not something I do. You do a lot of kinds of fishing besides this, but this is one you do at times as well.
Yeah.
Productive?
Very productive. Rifle Gap's got a lot of species to target, and so if you get sick of chasing the other ones, coming out here and catch a trout is awesome.
Well, there you go, guys. A beautiful spring morning. We're going to troll around. We got 4 rods out, a variety of stuff on them. We'll let you know more as that goes on as to which ones work, but stay tuned. Should be a fun show.
Fishful Thinker is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse. Gear up for unforgettable. Berkeley, your fish, our science. Abu Garcia, fish to win. Lawrence, find, navigate, dominate.
Oh, now they're jumping over here, guys. So interesting thing, guys, as we're looking, we start seeing fish starting to rise around the lake. And we've been trolling for about 100 yards. We haven't caught one yet. But trout jumping here, more dimpling around over here. So I'm no expert on trolling, but I know a few things about trout, and they will follow around in open water, not maybe even a rhyme or reason to it, more or less relating to, and my best guess here is the inlet channel coming in, but we're really just gonna drive around out here. We're not following any specific contour or anything like that. We know they can be high in the water column, low in the water column. We have fished here before, and you run into trout on the bottom and on the surface and everywhere in between. So we'll see what happens, but at this point, with as many dimples as we got going on, I won't be surprised if the board goes off any minute. A couple things, we're starting off now, we don't know what's gonna happen as far as fish, we're just getting rolling. So the 2 outside lines, in other words, the 2 on the planer boards, both have flicker, actually one's got a flicker shad and one's got a bad shad on it. So we've got 2 shad style baits on them, and those are on the outside boards. And then the inside boards have a flasher, and one of those has an actual night crawler on it, and one of them has a piece of power bait max scent on it. So we'll see what happens with those as well. Those are flat lined. They've got snap weights on them to help hold them down in the water column. And these, of course, will dive on their own with the diving lip. So how fast are we going about?
We are doing 1.5 right now.
1.5 miles an hour. It hit something or whatever.
This thing did?
Yeah, jumped hard. There it goes. Fish. Fish. All right, go ahead, Connor, you can get him. Show me how to do it.
Okay.
So that didn't take us very long, guys.
No, it didn't.
And right when we got into that school we were just telling you about,
I suspect it's one of those trout we saw dimpling.
If
you would snap that snap weight off when it gets a little closer to you.
Okay. And I know the key is to throw a bunch of slack at it when you do this, right?
Exactly.
I learned that one with Dan Swanson.
Yeah. The other key is to keep them off the surface, which I'm not doing very good at. There we go. Thank you, sir.
Okay, yes, sir. Now you're going real easy on this guy because we have not stopped the boat.
Yeah, you gotta nurse them in. Otherwise, those hooks will just tear out. Trout have pretty soft mouths. Oh, he's ready.
Yeah, he's coming.
Cooking now.
All right, I'll bring him around right here. Maybe.
They got a mind of their own.
There we go. Come here, fish. There we go.
Nicely done.
That's a beautiful fish. Look at that thing, guys, right off the bat. So this thing's been in the water the whole time, as we always talk about. We go easy on fish, so he's been in the water. So now I'm just gonna dip him out of there and watch that. Straight down. We're big advocates of being very, very easy on fish, particularly trout, not the most durable fish in the world. So if you're gonna release them, be easy on them. If you're gonna eat them, by all means do so, at which point I recommend throwing them right on ice as soon as possible. But if you're gonna release them, they need to stay in the water as much as possible. We took one quick still photo. That fish wasn't out of the water more than just a few seconds.
Fishful Thinker is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse. Gear up for unforgettable. Lawrence, find, navigate, dominate.
Oh, there's one.
Big ass trout. Okay, I'll take that. So do we want to click this clicker off, correct? So we don't have to listen to him.
He's probably just running with us at this point.
Okay. And I don't feel him on there at all, but it's got the board on it. And guys, these are wrong-handed for me. So there's that. I'm gonna let you get this board right here. Of course.
Sometimes they'll surprise you.
I don't know if he's still on there or not.
I don't either. Now reel.
He is not.
They are acrobats. When they start jumping, it's
Oh, he flushed that thing too. That I think was a bigger fish.
yeah.
All right, we'll double check the bait. Make sure the bait's running right.
That's that same bad shad.
Yeah, the
you were
bad
talking about.
shad. Yep, and it's
Kinda-
running great. So that's the bait that we're pulling, guys, right here real quick. Put them over here in the morning sun where you can see them. But that's a very bright colored little Berkeley bad shad. It's basically a more aggressive version of a flicker shad. It's more castable than a flicker shad. Flicker shad pretty much demands a spinning rod, whereas this thing you can throw in casting gear. It's just a little bit more aggressive of a bait, and so far it's been bit twice in the first 20 minutes. All right, guys, if you look right here, I don't know what any of this stuff is. Jokes aside, I am not a troller, but these are all pre-rigged harnesses, so to speak. Correct?
Exactly right, yeah. And there's a variety. You got spinners and little squid imitations, and there's some with bills that give it more action.
And those guys will just straight spin around, and then you tip them with bait or gulp or whatever the case
Traditionally,
may be.
yeah, for trout anyway.
Yep, I gotcha. And so these are all just pre-rigged. You can just put them right on these rods, quick change one way or the other.
Right behind a flasher, traditionally. We got a fish out here.
Oh, gotta go, guys, gotta go.
You want this?
Go for it, bro. Go for it.
Why
You're
don't
fine.
you clear that rod inside of us?
All right. Yeah, because it's not about me catching fish. It's about us teaching people, and you know how to do them better than I do. So
And this was not on one of those rigs. This was on either
that's on the
flicker shad or the.
I think that one's on the bad shad.
The bad
actually,
shad, that's
which
right.
is similar to a flicker shad, a little bit more aggressive flicker shad.
Yes. And traditionally, you pick up some bigger trout doing this. I do not know if he's still back there, but we're going to find out here in a moment. Oh, yeah.
Is he? All right, good. So, and you think there's a possibility that that could be who knows what too?
Yeah, a lot of times you'll get a bigger, kind of perch-eating trout on these shad imitations than you will on a spinner rig.
Okay.
So I like to run 2 of each just to have a variety out there and let the fish decide.
Right. That's always the right answer. Never go out there. Well, this is how I caught him yesterday. Go out there with this is how I'm fishing today, and
Right.
then when the fish start showing you, then you go from
It
there.
hasn't jumped, so I'm not entirely sure it is a trout, but we're going to find out in about 15 feet.
It is a pike.
It is a pike. I suspected
so we
that might be
call
the
that.
case.
We'll keep him out of the net then.
Okay, I like
yeah,
that
we don't need
idea.
to net him because with the trebles and all that, we don't need to net him.